Welcome to the first part of creating a simple house in Blender. The aim of this is to create a basic house that has 4 walls and a roof. In the second part we'll actually make some improvements to the house. The objectives of the lesson is to know the 4 steps to edit in Blender. Basically that's selecting an object, activating edit mode, selecting the parts we want to edit, and then specifying the actions to apply to those parts. We'll also look at extruding and merging vertices, configure lighting, and how to do a quickie render on an image. Let's start Blender. And I'm just going to make sure I load the factory settings so that we're looking at the same thing. What we should have here is we should have the default cube, we should have a camera object, and we should have a light object. Make sure the default cube is selected. Repeating once again, the steps to actually editing Blender, there's generally 4 steps. It's select an object, so we'll select our cube, we'll activate edit mode, select the parts we want to edit, and then specify the actions to be performed on those parts. Before we go any further, I just want to set up my 3D view window bit. I'm going to go number pad 3, or on our Dell laptops it's function 3, to get the right view. I actually want right perspective. If you've got orthographic, the number pad 5 will change us between perspective and orthographic view. And I also want to turn off this 3D manipulator, these arrows here. That's just control and space. We actually won't be using it, and later on sometimes it tends to clutter up our workspace. First thing we'll do with our house, we're going to lower the height of the ceiling here, then we'll extrude another section on top and we'll create a peak roof. So first bit, adjusting the height of our house. Step 1, make sure our cube is selected. Just right mouse button on it. The second step is to go to edit mode. Easiest way to do that is just press the tab key while our mouse is in the 3D view window. And we can see down here it's changed to edit mode. And the third step is going to be adjust the height. To be able to work with this a bit better, 2 things. I'm going to turn this limit selection to visible off so I can actually see inside my cube. I'll just zoom in here a bit. You might see the back edges there. If I just deselect everything, you'll see it a bit clearer. I want to lower that ceiling. So I basically want to have those 4 vertices selected. This time, because everything's selected, how I'm going to do that is actually by deselecting the bottom 4 vertices. So I'm going to hold the shift key in and just right mouse click on 1, 2, 3 and 4 vertices. So now I've just got the 4 top vertices selected. The next step is actually telling it what I want to do. I actually want to lower it. So G for grab, so I grab those vertices, and that will let me move them anywhere. Z will constrain my movement to the Z axis, and now I'm just going to lower the roof a bit to about there will do. And either the left mouse button or the enter key to confirm my changes. But step 4 mark 2 is creating the roof. I want to extrude another section up here, so it's going to be E to extrude. By default, extrude will extrude on the axis of the face that's effectively selected. So I'm just going to extrude up, just drag my mouse up about to there, that will do. And you should now see I've got 2 sections here. It's just left mouse button or the enter key to confirm my selection. Now the last bit we want to actually look at is merging these vertices. So once again, I still have those 4 vertices selected. I'm going to press W, will bring up the specials menu. And in the specials menu, I want to go to this merge choice, and I want to merge those vertices at the center. And there we are, we've created our house with a peak on it. To actually see what this would look like rendered, for a quickie render, it's simply press F12. And there's what our house looks like. I'm just looking at it, it's very dark here. So we'll actually have a quick look at lighting before we finish. F11 returns me back to the 3D view window. And we'll actually come over to the right hand side here. And we'll look at the properties, and I want to go to the world properties. So there's the world. And what I'm looking for is environmental lighting. I want to turn the environmental lighting on. This will give me a nice diffuse light, and just make that energy very low. I'm just going to make it 0.2. Mouse back in the 3D view window, F12 to render again, and that looks much better. And so that's the first step in making our house. Quick review, the 4 steps to edit in Blender was to select an object, activate edit mode on that object, select the parts to edit, and then specify the actions. We also looked at selections, the grab tool, the extrude tool, first introduction to the specials menu with merging vertices, and then we did a quick render as well as looking at environmental lighting. I'll see you for part 2.